Alright, 12s. We need to talk about what just shifted in Seattle. You ever get that feeling that Seattle has a weapon ready to blow a game wide open, but it's stuck deep in the playbook waiting for a moment that never comes? Yeah, this week completely flipped the mood in Seattle. The offense added a piece that can reshape Clint Kubiak's plan, the backfield got fresh juice, and the defense brought exactly the kind of update that changes how the fan base feels. It's the kind of week that makes you look at the roster and quietly think, alright, this team might finally be ready to flip the switch. And today I'm not just giving you scattered headlines, I'm showing how everything is tied together by a thread most people aren't even noticing. None of this is random. So hit that like button, subscribe, turn on the bell, and settle in, because today's video isn't just news, it's about understanding the plan that's being built. Let's start with a player who made a lot of people celebrate when Seattle traded for him, like the missing piece had finally arrived to stretch the field, Rashid Shaheed. He's not just fast, he's elite speed fast, the kind of guy who forces defenses to back up before the ball is even snapped. His presence makes safeties hesitate, makes corners give space, and forces defensive coordinators to respect the deep ball. The problem is, so far, what we've seen is the exact opposite of what everyone expected. Against the Titans, Shaheed didn't catch a single pass. 0 yards. 0 impact as a wide receiver. The only time he really changed the game was on punt returns, where he wrecked Tennessee's field position with the speed everybody already knows he has. So the question pops up naturally, why did Seattle trade for him? And even more, why keep forcing so many snaps to Cooper Kupp, who's nowhere near his Triple Crown and Super Bowl version anymore? He's got history, leadership, and respect, but in 2024 and 2025, he hasn't been able to threaten the deep field or create separation. That limits Darnold. Meanwhile, Shaheed, who should be the field opener, is basically a background character in the offense. It doesn't add up. Before the trade, in New Orleans, he had 66 targets in 9 games. In Seattle, he has 8 in 3 games. That doesn't look like adjustment. It looks like underusage. And here's the part that bugs fans even more. Spencer Rattler, a rookie in New Orleans, gave Shaheed more chances than Darnold is giving him now. That shows the problem isn't the quarterback. The issue is the way the offensive plan is being drawn up. Mike McDonald said Shaheed needs time to get fully aligned with the scheme. Fair, every player goes through an adaptation curve. But fans are starting to wonder if this time is turning into wasted opportunity. Seattle didn't trade for Shaheed to make him just a return guy. He's not a gadget player, he's not just a speed highlight. He's a vertical threat, period. And that's exactly the point. With Kupp producing less, the field should be open for Shaheed and Jackson Smith-Njigba, the 2 receivers who actually changed defensive geometry. Sticking to route concepts that no longer work the same way is cutting the offense's potential in half. Seattle spent a 4th and 5th round pick on an explosive weapon. You can't treat him like decoration. The idea isn't to wait for the right moment. The idea is to put him in the role where he's already elite. Shaheed needs to be unleashed. Seattle needs to let him cook. Otherwise, this trade might end up on the list of wasted talent moves. And in the middle of all that, the week brought another major piece that could change how Seattle runs the ball for the rest of the season. The Seahawks signed running back Cam Akers, and this wasn't a practice squad depth move. He's already on the active roster, which tells you the plan for him starts right away. Akers is physical, patient through contact, and has experience in big games. He played in a Super Bowl, knows the NFC West inside out, has faced Seattle multiple times, and he arrives with something extra. He was released by the Vikings just days before Seattle plays them. That's the kind of revenge energy running backs love. And the signing makes complete sense when you look at the depth chart. Ken Walker brings explosion. Charbonnet brings power. But what Seattle is missing is the experienced guy who can carry volume in tough matchups and find lanes even when the offense isn't flowing. Akers could be exactly that. His presence also changes how defenses read run formations. Seattle won't show the same tendencies, which makes the offense less predictable. That helps the play action, which, by the way, is exactly the kind of scenario where Shaheed becomes dangerous downfield. See the connection? Sometimes a player's impact isn't just what he does with the ball. It's how he forces defenses to adjust, how he opens windows for everybody else. And that shift could be immediate, especially in an emotional matchup with Minnesota. But the week wasn't only about offense. Seattle also shook things up on defense. They brought back Quandre Diggs to the practice squad, released Darian Kendrick and Logan Brown, promoted Patrick O'Connell and Shaquille Griffin to the active roster, and placed Chaz Surratt on IR. These are surgical moves, the kind teams make when they know depth isn't optional, it's survival. McDonald isn't building a lineup. He's building layers. That's playoff mentality. And now, the update the fanbase had been waiting on for weeks, the linebackers are finally back. Ernest Jones returned to practice as a full participant. Tyrese Knight wasn't even listed on the injury report. That is massive for Seattle's defense. Without them, the middle of the field became a crater. The defense lost aggression, lost reads, lost blitz timing. With them back, everything changes. The unit gains energy, speed, and identity. Two healthy linebackers completely transform the structure. Safeties can play more aggressively, the pass rush finally gets support, and the entire front becomes more dangerous. And all of this happens in the same week Seattle added Akers and fans are begging to see Shaheed finally featured. That's not coincidence. That's planning. Vegas has Seattle favored by 11.5 points over Minnesota. That's not just about recent wins. It's about a team getting pieces back, recovering starters, and a fan base literally flying across the country to push this team forward. McDonald even said he was shocked at the wave of 12s in Nashville, and that there were fans yelling Seahawks on the plane. When the fan base starts traveling like that, it's because they believe. Now it's on the team to match that energy. So, Seahawks Nation, 3 decisions can shape the rest of this season. Unleash Shaheed as a real weapon, use Akers as a strategic piece in big games, and get the defense back to full identity now that the linebackers are healthy. And I want to hear from you. Will Seattle finally open things up for Shaheed? Will Akers become a key piece? Will the defense click with Jones and Knight back in action? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. And of course, if you don't want to miss any Seahawks updates, hit the like, subscribe, turn on the bell, and send this video to another 12, because you won't miss a single thing here. Thanks for being here, 12s. Let's make some noise. Go Hawks!